Hello, Andrew here. This is a brief reading from the book. Again, right at the beginning in the first chapter, Catherine Shaw, Alexander's mother, is trying to instill a very important lesson, one of the first he has learnt from her, and she's having some difficulty. He's recording this just after she has married. Finally, she had a husband. How long had she been looking for one? As long as he could remember, surely. He could still recall her insistence the first time he ever spent a school holiday with her that, if anyone were to ask, he was to say that his father was dead and that his mother was a widow. He was a little shy of 8 at the time. Father dead? What father? He had never known one. I know, little Alex, but don't call me little. I'm sorry, darling, but Mummy, please, my name is Alex or Alexander. I know, I gave it to you. Then use it, please, Mummy. Yes, my sweet. Alex, of course it is, but you must promise. It's really important. What must I promise, Mummy? You must promise to say that you did have a father, but he is dead, and that your mummy is a widow. What is a widow, Mummy? A widow is a woman whose husband is dead, Alex. But you've never had a husband, Mummy, and I have never had a father. Yes, you did have a father, Alex, otherwise you wouldn't be here. Oh. It's just that your father and I weren't married, and people don't like that sort of thing, so we have to pretend. Isn't that a lie, Mummy? Father Brown says that if you lie, you commit a mortal sin and you may not go to heaven if you don't confess it in time. Yes, Father Brown is right, Alex, but in this case it is a little lie, and it is necessary for a very important reason, namely to protect you and me. He pondered this for a moment, while his mother looked at him for some sign that he would cooperate. And my father, Mummy? What happened to him? Well, and so he started to learn about his father. It turned out to be a rather brief lesson. His father had left before he was born. Just how much earlier, before his birth, he still had to learn. Alexander also learned how to tell a white lie. Why did they call it white, he wondered. His mother was not very helpful. All she could manage by way of explanation was that it was more of an untruth rather than a lie. He could not see the difference. She also had an explanation for that. He was young. As he grew up, he would stop seeing everything in terms of black and white, learning how to differentiate between shades of grey instead. When describing a lie, white was one of these shades. He nodded to indicate that he understood, although he was not sure that he did. Grown-ups always know best, don't they? Whatever the case, Alexander also learned to tell this particular white lie with poise, confidence, and conviction. So where's your father, someone might ask? He's dead. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Alexander appreciated the apology and sympathy which it implied. After all, gone and dead were pretty much the same thing in practical terms. In either case, he was left without a father. The next question initially left him a bit at a loss as to how to respond. So how did he die? How did my father die? He asked his mother. Your father is not dead, at least not the last time that I had contact with him, although that was quite some time ago. Alexander frowned. So what am I supposed to tell anyone who asks, Mummy? He looked very confused. Do I tell them that he's dead? Or just not here? Dead, Alex. Remember our little white lie? But then I'm going to have to say how and when. Then there will be more white lies. Where does it end? Her jaw dropped and she stared at him. Sometimes her child amazed her. She pursed her lips and then it came to her. You know what, Alex? She raised her eyebrows, narrowing her eyes, and smiled cunningly as though inviting him into a conspiracy. We're going to be smart. Smart? He looked puzzled. How? If anyone asks you when, you simply say that it happened before you were born, which is true, even if it is not. And if anyone asks you how, you just say that your mother prefers not to talk about it, which is definitely true. That way you can know how he died, and you won't need any more white lies. Alexander's jaw dropped. Wow, he exclaimed. You're smart. And remember, Alex, what your grandfather always used to say? It was time to turn this into another lesson for her son. Another man in the family who wasn't around when I was born. Alex! She was speechless. Where did he get it from, this precociousness? Well, it's true, isn't it? Yes, Alex, it's true, but that's not the point. So what is? Well, your grandfather used to say that if you want to be a good liar, you need to have a very good memory. It's far easier and safer to tell the truth. She watched her son roll the idea round, his head tilted at an angle. That is so true, he finally spoke, and then glanced up at his mother to conclude emphatically. It is far easier and safer to tell the truth. I think I'll do that from now on. He immediately softened when he noticed the alarm that pinched her face. Except for our little white lie, he whispered. And that's it from me for this time. Until the next time, bye for now.